Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gator Light, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gator Light hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in-minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Coach Unplugged is brought to you by great people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. Here is your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, happy Friday, episode 596 of Coach Unplugged. Hopefully everyone's staying healthy. I know we're hitting a hard time here with this COVID-19, but hopefully everyone's staying healthy. I'm thinking about all of you. Stuck at home. So great time to come and join teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Come join our community. When you're stuck and quarantined, what a better time to become a better coach. Putting all sorts of new stuff with courses and things in teachhoops.com right now. So come over and join us. One-on-one calls, office hours to get my personal email. I will respond to you very quickly. But also go over and check out our sponsors, Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. You will not be disappointed. And also, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but go over and check out VO. They are a great company. It's a portable, easy to use recording situation. You can do it in your backyard. You can take it to your game. What I love is that it records the whole court. I know our stationary one or our managers sometimes forget to move that camera or turn it on. This is so easy to use. So go over and check out vo.co/unplugged. Go check that out. And if you type in unplugged 100 off, they'll give you $100 off your purchase. So I think that seems like a great deal to me. All right, let's head off to the podcast. Not really. I don't. But anyway, so this week's episode is going to be, I want to become a head coach. I think over the next month or so, I'm going to do, going through the basketball interview process, kind of things like that, things that I've collected over the years for that. But, it doesn't matter if you want to be a head coach of a junior high team, you want to be a head coach of a high school team, you want to be a head coach of a junior college, whatever it is. I think there's some key components that you as a coach need to be able to do before you do that. So I'm just going to go through these, and I think they'll be helpful. So first thing I think you have to ask yourself is, especially if you're an assistant coach, if you want to leave, which is great. I only hire assistant coaches that hopefully want to be a head coach or want to leave at some point. If you want your first job or your first head job, or maybe even looking for your first assistant job, you have to ask yourself, where do I want to go? Why do I want to go there? And what can I do? What can I bring to the table in that community, in that school, in that specific basketball program? So I think you have to start making a list. Yes, I can tell you, I'll tell you a personal story of mine. Before I got my first head job, I took a list. I knew about the geographic area I wanted to be in. I looked at every possible boys, because I wanted to coach boys at that point. Every boys basketball program that was available. I took the list and I went through and went, nope, Nope. Yep, that's a possibility. Ooh, I really like that one. And the funny thing is, the list that when I was done, there was probably 10 or 15 schools, and the school I ended up with was in that 15. So I think that all won't always be the case. What I also tell people is, you can always go take a job. If you don't like it, you can always change it. You can always look for a better job. You can always look for a more supportive community, a more supportive administration, whatever it is, especially if you're in the high school ranks. If you're coaching AAU or you're looking to do something like that, you can always find another program. There's always people looking for good coaches. So that's the first thing. You want to become a coach. You got to ask yourself why, where, how, when. Those typical questions that you always ask. Has this community won before? Has it not won before? Why is the coach leaving? Was the coach fired? Was the coach not fired? Why, what's the salary? How are you going to do that? So all those questions you kind of have to work yourself through. And I know I did. We'll talk about this in the either the next episode or the following one, where I actually have interview questions for you. I have things that you can, questions that you can ask, questions that they can ask back at you. A little mock interview process that I think is helpful. But if you want to become the head coach, you have to ask yourself, what is it that I want? How do I want to go about it? I think all those are very important. Now, if you're thinking of getting into the high school level, I always tell people, do you have the proper certifications? If you're coaching in Texas or you're coaching in Wyoming or Wisconsin or something, are there specific coaching certifications that you need? I know USA Basketball offers a certification. I know the National Association of Basketball Coaches has some sort of certification or membership. There's all sorts of those kind of things that I think you have to get out. And if you're thinking of becoming a teacher, obviously you're going to be a teacher before you're a coach. You have to have the proper certification. You probably want certification in an area or a discipline that would be easier to get a job, especially in today's educational field. Cross-categorical teachers and things like that. It's definitely easier to get a job if you have some of those things. But do you have the proper education? I also tell people, if you want to be a head coach or you want to be a coach, you got to go out and coach. I mean, it sounds obvious, but if you at some point, if you want to lead the ship, you better be a mate on the ship first. So go out, volunteer. I know I'm always looking for summer coaches. I'm always looking for people that are volunteering, people that can help at all my different levels, all of those things. Go out and coach. Go find a volunteer job, go find a summer job, find a youth program job, find something, because the way that you become a better coach is you have to coach. Yeah. Being an assistant is great. Hey everybody, I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Before we do that, I'd like to give a big shout out. This episode is brought to you by the VO Sports Camera Company. It is a portable, affordable camera. It's for you to use. Right now, the nice people over there are giving you free shipping and $100 off. It will come, you'll set it up, you'll hit record, and boom, 180 degrees. You never miss anything. Its AI technology is second to none. So vo.co/unplugged. When you check out, you'll put it unplugged 100 off, and they'll give you $100 off, and they will take great care of you. So go over and check those people out over at VO. Again, free shipping, $100 off. The big thing is it's portable. It can go with you. A lot of these things are mounted in gyms, and this is the great thing about this. It's portable. It's easy to use. Go over and check it out. Let's head off to the podcast. But no, go find a job and coach. I think that's super important. I'm just pulling out my notebook here so I don't forget anything. So I think that's super important. I also think, and this is the same in the business world. It's the same in educational field. It's the same in any field that you go to. A lot of times, you can tell some of the college coaches if this is true. It's who you know. It's not what you know. And obviously, they all know a lot. but you have to start networking. If you want to get a job, doesn't matter if it's at the junior high, the high school. The high school, maybe you're networking with the superintendent, you're networking with the athletic director, you're volunteering to be the softball coach so that you can maybe get in to be the basketball coach. Networking is very, very, very important. No matter what job you're in, you're definitely going to want to network, and you're going to want to make sure that you have those connections, because you never know who's going to open what specific door for you. So go out, work camps. So I tell coaches, especially before your first job, go out and work camps, do as many as you can, network with other young coaches, because eventually one of those coaches might get a job. They might hire you, especially if you're thinking of the college level. There's basically two avenues to getting into a college job, especially at the higher levels. You're a player, and then you GA, you're a graduate assistant, and then you coach, then you get hooked up that way. That's the first way. The second way is through the high school ranks, but then you better be networking. You better be working camps. You better be known, because it's a trust issue for a lot of those college coaches. So make sure that you're networking. Another category that I think is super important that we don't talk about enough is you got to become a connoisseur of the game of basketball. And, if I could pan my camera on, I won't because it's stationary right now, but I have books and DVD. I mean, you can see some of the books, but I have DVDs. I have old VHS tapes. I have so much information. It's overwhelming. You have to be a reader. You have to be somebody that's going to take in content. And to be honest with you, this little side note, that's why I started teachhoops.com. I wanted to build a community. I wanted to build resources. I wanted to build all that stuff that coaches would need, so they could take it off their table at that point, and talk to other coaches, do that kind of stuff. But you should be reading. You should be looking up new plays. You should always be questioning yourself. Our season just ended, and we take a 2-week window right now. And then after that, we're back to work. We're back thinking, okay, how can we tweak our offense? So you have to be a student of the game. You really have to be a student of the game if you want to be a coach at any level, but especially if you want to be a head coach and you want to lead the ship, you definitely have to be willing to pay the price and be a student of the game. And that's going to clinics. There's clinics all over the country. PGC Glacier runs some great ones. USA Basketball runs some. Nike runs some. You can find a clinic if you really want to. I'm thinking of running an online clinic a little bit later on some point, but that's why, there's resources. There's YouTube, there's the library, there's, an infinite number of resources. If you want to become a better coach and a master of your craft, you have to go out and do it. So yes, are all the other things important? Yes. Figuring out the right community. Yes, that's important. Knowing what you're looking for. Yes, that's important. Getting the proper certifications in education. Yes, that's important. Networking, working camps. Yes, that's important. But those aren't important if you don't know how to teach a ball screen, or you don't know how to cut off, or teach a player how to slip off a high ball screen or something, or you don't know how them to properly shoot a jump shot. Those kind of things. I'm just picking things out of the air. So you have to be able to teach the game. And I have always found that teachers are great coaches, because it is the same thing. And it is my classroom, the basketball court, and that 84 feet is the exact same thing as what happens in my classroom. I think that's important. So taking education classes, getting out there and reading, joining teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Like how I threw that in. All those kind of things will make you a better coach. It's not just one thing. It's not just that one guy you knew, because if he gets you the job and you don't know anything, you're not going to have a job very long. So make sure you get out there. You're a teacher first. You're a student of the game, and then the jobs will open up. They will. There'll be plenty of jobs out there. If you're willing to move and you're willing to pay the price, you'll be able to find that right job. So if you have any questions or comments, put them down below. I'd be more than happy to help you. If you have a question for me, email me at steve@teachhoops.com, and I can probably help you along this journey for sure. I mean, that's why I do this. Make sure you subscribe and like if you like this. We would really, truly appreciate that. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to be next week or the week after, but I'm definitely going to get one out there about interviewing, about trying to get a job. I think because all those things I think are super important. So I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you go over, check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better, 14-day free trial. Come join our community. I think you will really enjoy it. I know right now in our community, we're talking about how we're going to deal with summer and how we're doing workouts. And one of the community members basically just posted their summer workout. Now we're all kind of going back and forth, and it's pretty exciting. That's truly why I love it. And it won't be mystery man on there. You'll see me on there, and you'll see me giving my input, and all the other coaches jumping in too. And then obviously all the content, everything you'd ever want to coach a basketball team. So go over and check it out. And it's spring. It is spring. So, and go out and enjoy those, the bunnies jumping and the flowers blooming and the sun being up in the sky much longer. So have a great one. We'll talk next week. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Please go over and subscribe and like and leave a review and tell me what you're thinking of these podcasts. I got some great ones coming up. We're going to be looking at, I think, job applications. I know there's a lot of people that listen to this that want to talk about questions, talk about those kind of things. I think that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk about things going into spring, workouts and those kind of things. And then my interview process starts back up now that I'm kind of in the off season. I start lining up interviews. And so if there's anybody that you think that you would want to hear, let me know. It's steve@teachhoops.com, steve@teachhoops.com. We'd love to get them on the show. Or if you would like to be on the show, let me know. If you have something to share to our basketball community, we would love to have you. Talk to you soon.
NFL football season is here, which means when you switch to Verizon, it feels like touchdown, because you get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us when you buy an eligible 5G phone on select unlimited plans, which means you can watch every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon, and it's all on us. Now that's the Verizon way to kick off the NFL football season right. Switch and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us, only with Verizon.
This episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.